What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com. Need an orthopedist? Call Brock. Need a roof? Call Hudco. If you're in pain, book a session with Crystal Poche at Restored Motions. Okay, y'all. Friday, Christmas Eve, another in transit edition here. As it's freezing outside. That was that little bing. Another in transit edition here. Headed to Traction for a workout. Rough night for the Drew man. God, he was up for, I didn't even realize, for a couple hours in the middle of the night. Erica was taking care of him. Just up in his bed, 1:30 in the morning. Hey guys, what's going on? He didn't literally say that. Anyway, I'm off to the gym. E-Rock and Drew are getting a little shut-eye right now. And gonna have a good Friday. So, Brian Kelly on his radio show Wednesday night said they're expecting to sign as many as 10 or announce as many as 10 transfer portal guys today, Friday. So we know that you had 4 committed before yesterday. Of course, Aaron Anderson, the receiver, and then 3 defensive linemen, right? Jalen Lee, Paris Shand, and Braden Swinson. And then yesterday, that would be Thursday, LSU got great news. Denver Harris, former 5-star cornerback, picked the Tigers as a transfer destination. So Harris was the number 23 overall player in the country in the composite last year. Signed with A&M. Kind of a knucklehead. Posted a video of himself, like on Instagram Live, speeding through a parking garage. He was one of the players who allegedly was smoking weed in the locker room. Not like criminal activity. He was suspended for missing a curfew. So not like criminal activity, just immature, dumb knucklehead stuff. Which you hope, maturity and discipline and maybe, the suspensions at A&M might purge that out of him, you hope. But LSU needs corners. He's a good one. And the other great thing about that is, like Brian Kelly said, wasn't really trying to recruit guys with 1 year of eligibility anymore, and that helps. Jed Meir, normal guy. Brad Warner, what's going on? Devin Kelly, what's up? Matt Lusto, yo. And shame on me. I put Denver Harris in that description, and because I was just thinking transfer portal guys, and I totally forgot in the description to put the Jayden Daniels news as well. Of course, Jayden Daniels announced yesterday, which is even bigger, the more gigantic news, that he's coming back for 2023. So I'll come back to that in a second. Let me finish the thought on the portal. So anyway, so you get Denver Harris, was the number 23 guy in the country a year ago. And the best part is you're going to have him for at least 2 years, right? Because he just played his freshman year last year at A&M, so even if he goes pro early, you've got at least 2 years with him. And I think that's one of the things that Brian Kelly and his staff are looking at with the portal, and he's acknowledged that, is he doesn't want to go and get guys out of the portal that are just 1-year players. Now, there may be instances where that's your reality, but they prefer guys from Louisiana with multiple years of eligibility, because if you do, again, this year what you did last year, and you go sign a handful of defensive backs that all have 1 year of eligibility remaining, well, next year you're right back in the same position again. So the really sort of significant part about today, and for those of you watching live, thank you, but a lot of you I know watch throughout the day on demand. By the time y'all watch this, aside from those of you watching live right now, you may know the rest of the names. So I told you one on AFR is a defensive lineman named Jordan Jefferson, honest to goodness, from West Virginia. Is a guy who's in the portal they feel good about. I'm going to keep an eye on Jake Renfro. Jake Renfro is the center at Cincinnati. was the starter in 2021 on their playoff team, in the college football playoff team, and then missed this year due to injury, jumped in the portal, of course, played under Mike Denbrock there at Cincinnati. So just a couple of names to keep an eye on. I also told you another defensive back from Southeastern, Zy Alexander, two-time FCS All-American from Lorville, Louisiana. 6'3", 185, jumped in the portal, has offers from Southern Cal and Oklahoma, Baylor, Michigan State, some big-time programs. So some of the names to keep an eye on here as LSU looks to attack the portal. But Brian Kelly said today they plan to add as many as 10 guys. Well, there's 5 as of right now at 8:49 a.m. Central Time that are public commits. So expect to have even more, by the end of the day today. So, all right, other gigantic news, of course, Jayden Daniels returning for 2023. Talked about it on AFR, led AFR yesterday with it, but man, I'm going to say it again, and I know many of you have heard me say it, and it probably sounds like a broken record, but I never know when people might hear something for the first time, and I'm always consistent with what I say. Try to be as consistent as I can be. But Jayden, it feels so stupid having to defend the decision, of a quarterback coming back for a 5th year who was as productive as Jayden was, and trying to convince people that it's a good thing. But that's the nature of fans. Like, to be very clear, I want to be very, very clear. Jayden Daniels has a lot of room for improvement. There's some of the stuff that many of you have criticized is valid. You want to see a little more aggressiveness. Yup. But there's a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness, and you want to be on the right side of that line. So, yeah, of course, love to see Jayden Daniels be a little more aggressive throwing the football. But his ability to protect the ball and make plays, certainly with his feet, are a giant reason why LSU won 9 games this year and won the SEC West. I'll run through it again, y'all. The man accounted for 65% of your offense. He shattered your school single-season rushing record for a quarterback. And for those who say, well, he's a running back playing quarterback, he threw for 2,700 yards. That's the 8th best individual season in program history. Would you have liked to see better offensive games against Auburn, Arkansas? Yup. A&M, sure. Well, A&M was more you just didn't want to tackle A-Chain. But I'd also submit to you that without Jayden Daniels, you don't beat Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Florida, or Alabama. So you're a 5 or 6 win team without that dude playing quarterback. And you can laugh all you want at that, but some of y'all forget what it was like watching this team and that offensive line at the beginning of the season when they were objectively horrendous. And your best offense was everything is breaking down. Jayden, go make a play. And he did. So, man, getting that dude back for another year in this offense, another year with Kelly, another year with Denbrock, another year with these receivers, another year with that offensive line, another year with Joe Sloan, been through the grinder of the SEC. Yeah, man. It's a great thing. It's a great thing for LSU. And I'll put it to you this way also, man. I think LSU should be the favorite to win the West next year. You've got, look, you got guys you got to replace, obviously. You're losing Ali Gay, B.J. Ojolari, Micah Baskerville, your secondary. That's mostly on defense. On offense, get everybody back. And you're adding to it. So, I think yesterday was a great day for LSU. So someone posted, losing Desmond Ricks hurts. And it does. And I think I talked about this yesterday, y'all. And I'd rather not talk dollar amounts or anything, but here's what I'm willing to say is Alabama didn't just come and dump a pile of cash on Desmond Ricks' lap and just outspend LSU. What I was told was Bama, their collective, whatever, had their NIL offer, and LSU told the kid, we'll match it, and he said, doesn't matter. Kid wanted to go to Bama, so he played the game, got a number he clearly had in mind. What are you going 30 miles an hour on Burbank? Come on, what are you doing? 30 miles an hour on Burbank? Jesus. That's how wrecks happen. Idiots going 30 miles an hour on Burbank. Dumbass. Anyway, sorry. It's not very Christmas spirit-ish of me. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, Desmond Ricks. So, I think Desmond Ricks played the game pretty beautifully. My understanding is initially LSU had a higher NIL offer on the table. Then Bama leapfrogged it. Then LSU said, hey, we'll match. And he said, no, thanks, I want to go to Bama. So I think the kid just wanted to go to Bama and played the game to get the dollar amount he wanted. So, again, it's why I don't ever get too high or too low about a commitment or a guy that, picks somewhere else, because you can't make someone pick your school. I know I say that often, but it's true. You can't, it's not like the draft where it's like, I don't care if you don't want to come here. Like the old Sean Payton, Reggie Bush story where Reggie Bush's agent told Sean Payton, hey, look, don't draft Reggie. He wants to go to the Jets. He doesn't want to play in New Orleans. And Sean Payton said, F you, and hung up the phone. We're drafting Reggie Bush. I don't care what you want. That's the nature of how this thing goes. So anyway, but ain't like that in recruiting. Kids got to pick you. So anyway. Cliff. All right, what time is it? All right, I got 3 minutes. I'm at Traction. Shout out to my guy Tevin. They do personal training over here if you want to get in on it. All right, I'm going to go quickly. Cliff Nelson, what's good? Brian Turner. Will we add more transfer DBs? Yes. Trey Willoughby, what's up? Weston Weaver, Migo Tez, what's up? I agree on LaTerrence Welch. I'm excited about him. Bilbo, this is quite the internet service to stream on the road. Got it, bro. Jonathan Martin, Devin Kelly, what's going on? Smoking weed in the team facilities and criminal activity. There are different marijuana laws in different states, and you don't know if it was prescription. Devin might have been. One Nardi, good morning. Todd Harris, good morning. Shane Carver. Rumors about Zy Alexander. Yeah, man, I tweeted that yesterday and put his name out there. I think there's always a question about how a guy transitions from FCS to FBS. But when you look around 6'3", 185, long, can run, and some dudes just grow later. You know what I mean? They develop later. So, sure. Oh, man. Sorry, y'all. Man, I am really far behind on those comments. My apologies. Had to keep the eye on the road. Zach Swan, Wendell Norman, rapping batches. Jonathan Martin, Saban Jimbo, an apology. Nah. Patrick Ramos, good morning. Do you think announcing after signing day was calculated by coaching staff for whatever reason? Announcing what? Announcing the transfers? I think they wanted to wait until they had to do them all together, if that makes sense. Jordan Haddad, what's going on? Larry Garner, 17 degrees. Gregory Gordy, Lance Richard. How in the world can he say he's going to his 5th year and he's not improving? How in the world can you say he's not improving? Like, all I heard last year was 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions about Jayden Daniels. That's all I heard last year. This year he throws, what did he end up with? 22 touchdowns, 3 picks? Rushes for 11. Like, get out of here. Like, that's the kind of thing that annoys the hell out of me, when you have married yourself to your narrative and you cannot objectively look at facts staring you in the face. And all you do is magnify the bullcrap that you've convinced yourself that you believe. And the problem is, if you were consistent with that, I'd be okay, but you're not, and that's the problem, because you're going to sit here and look at a half of football that Garrett Nussmeier played down 25 against Georgia with nothing to lose, where he just ripped it. And by the way, threw an awful interception into double coverage. If that was a one-score game, that's a devastating play, but you don't pay attention to it because LSU was down 4 scores. Meanwhile, you ignore the fact that he had 2 awful interceptions against Southern. When we saw him play last year against Arkansas, he was terrible, like objectively awful. You scored 13 points in an overtime game at home against Arkansas. Like, if you're going to sit there and only say Jayden Daniels holds the ball too long and ignore all of the good he does, the way he moved the chains, his ability to make plays with his feet, the times he did rip the ball, the touchdown passes against Florida, the way he threw on the run against Alabama. Like, if you're going to ignore all that stuff, then don't come at me with, we got to have Nussmeier, when what we have seen objectively from Nussmeier, the times he's been able to play, is not good. So be honest with yourself here, man. Like, that's the part that annoys me. That annoys me deeply. Like, and I'm going to say it again. That is the thing in this industry that annoys me more than any. It's the fan echo chamber, and the media does it too, where you attach yourself to this narrative and you look for affirmation and ignore things that could be counter to your point. Like, I can point out, yes, I think Jayden Daniels is fantastic. Are there times I would like him to be more aggressive with the ball? Absolutely. I can also point out that Joe Burrow, as a 4th-year guy when he was at LSU, was not very good. And then as a 5th-year guy, was phenomenal. I mean, you can point, you say, well, he didn't play before. Sure, he played at times. He wasn't a starter, but he played at times. How different, though, is your scenario whenever you start as a freshman, and you have to start as a freshman, and then your whole organization around you develops? Like, y'all lose context, man. Like, think about the Arizona State situation there. Look at what's happened, dude. You had coaches on that staff, like, giving away game plans. You were under a cloud of NCAA investigation. Everybody transferred out. The 1 year we saw him with talent around him as a freshman, he threw 17 touchdowns and 3 picks. It was awesome. Like, I'll never understand people who just crap on their own. I'll never understand it. And it's because you want to be right. Like, look, man, I give opinions all day long. That's what I do. Some of them are right, some of them are wrong. They're all recorded. When I'm wrong, y'all gonna let me know about it. When I'm right, sure, I'll let you know when I'm right. Like, all last year, I told you Jayden Daniels was gonna be the starter. And no, it'll be Miles Brennan. It's Miles Brennan. No, it's Nussbus time. Who started the whole freaking season? Yeah, who nailed that? Trivia Carter, good morning. Welcome to the rant. Anyway, that's the thing that annoys me, though. I don't even remember who that guy's name was. It doesn't even matter. It's just like, if you're gonna sit here and say Jayden hasn't improved, he can't, it's just stupid to say, like, you can't, then why do you want Nussmeier? Why do you want Nussmeier? If a player can't improve year to year, why do you want Garrett Nussmeier? Because all we've ever seen from him is be bad. You want to know what? Because he can improve. And I'll take a guy that had one of the top 10 offensive seasons, actually, objectively, one of the top 4 offensive seasons in LSU history, because he's one of only 4 guys ever to account for 3,000 yards from scrimmage in a season, along with Joe Burrow, Jamarcus Russell, and Rohan Davey. Not a bad list to be a part of, by the way. And like, oh, he can't improve. He's done. He's hit his ceiling. It's the stupidest thing that he's hit his ceiling.
He's hit his ceiling. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Tom Brady was a 6th-round draft pick and ended up being the greatest quarterback ever. Josh Allen went to Wyoming. And is one of the best quarterbacks in it. Patrick Mahomes went to Texas Tech and got skull drugged by LSU in 2015. Oh, I guess he just hit his ceiling, didn't he? Tell me a guy at 21 years old hit his ceiling. Just like, yeah, he peaked at 21. Jesus. Oh, my God. Y'all drive me nuts with this stuff, bro. I swear. All right, I got to go. It's 9:05. I got to go. Y'all have a great day. Merry Christmas. Smash the like button. We'll see you.